There's a video that went viral years ago. A honey badger walks up to a porcupine, an animal covered in thousands of razor-sharp quills, and attacks it. He got stabbed, bleeds, backs off for a second. Then he attacks again and again, until the porcupine is dead. Most animals would have learned. Most animals would have run. But the honey badger? It doesn't care. The Guinness Book of World Records officially named the honey badger the most fearless animal on Earth. Not the biggest, not the strongest, the most fearless. But here's what nobody tells you. Fearlessness isn't always a superpower. Sometimes it's a death sentence. So why does the honey badger fight everything? And what does that fearlessness actually cost? Let's find out. The honey badger is a member of the weasel family. It's found across sub-Saharan Africa, Southwest Asia, and parts of India. And at first glance, it doesn't look that impressive. It's about 2 feet long, weighs between 13 to 30 pounds, roughly the size of a small dog. But that body? It's engineered for war. First, the skin. Honey badger skin is thick, about 6 millimeters thick around the neck. That helps protect them from bites when they fight other honey badgers. But it also works against bigger predators. Lions, leopards, even hyenas struggle to bite deep enough to do real damage. And it's not just tough. It's loose, too. Super loose. If a predator grabs a honey badger by the neck, the badger can twist around inside its own skin and bite back. Imagine holding something that can spin all the way around while you're gripping it. That's what every animal trying to eat a honey badger has to deal with. Then there's the claws. Honey badgers have 5 toes on each foot, and their front claws are exceptionally long, up to 1.5 inches. These aren't just for digging, they're weapons. They can rip through termite mounds, tear into beehives, and slash open the belly of an attacker in seconds. Their jaws are equally brutal. Honey badgers have a bite force strong enough to crack tortoise shells. Their teeth are sharp, their canines are prominent, and once they lock onto something, they don't let go. And then there's the honey badger's secret weapon, its stink bomb. Just like a skunk, it has a special gland near its tail that can spray a horrible smell when it's in danger. People who've smelled it say it's so bad it can make you choke. The smell can confuse or scare predators long enough for the honey badger to escape or even fight back. Some scientists think that smell might also calm bees when the badger breaks into their hives, but no one's really sure about that. But the craziest thing about the honey badger isn't its skin or its smell, it's its mind. Honey badgers don't feel fear at all. While most animals run or freeze when something big attacks, the honey badger charges straight in. And that's where the wild stories begin, the real documented stories that show just how fearless this animal truly is. Let's start with lions. Lions are apex predators. They weigh up to 420 pounds. They hunt in prides. They kill buffalo, giraffes, and elephants. And yet, there are multiple documented cases of honey badgers fighting lions and surviving. In one observation in the Kalahari Desert, a honey badger was cornered by a pride of lions. Instead of running, it charged. It bit one lion on the face, causing it to retreat. The other lions hesitated, and the honey badger escaped. Not because it won the fight, but because the lions decided it wasn't worth the effort. That's the honey badger's strategy. Make yourself so difficult, so painful, so annoying to deal with that even apex predators give up. And then there are the cobras. Honey badgers actually hunt some of the deadliest snakes on Earth: puff adders, black mambas, Cape cobras, snakes that could kill a human in just a few hours. But the honey badger doesn't care. It has a special resistance to snake venom. Not full immunity, but enough to survive what would kill almost anything else. Here's what usually happens during their encounter. The honey badger attacks first. The snake strikes back and sinks its fangs in, pumping venom straight into the badger's blood. The honey badger will continue fighting the snake till the snake is killed. Then, after a while, the honey badger starts to slow down. Its body gets heavy, its steps get weak, and then it suddenly drops, completely still, like it's dead. But it's not. When the honey badger gets bitten by a cobra, it doesn't die. It just goes into a deep sleep. It's like a short coma. For a few hours, sometimes up to 5, it lies completely still. But then, out of nowhere, it wakes up, shakes itself off, and goes right back to eating the snake it just fought. People have seen this happen many times in the wild. As we earlier mentioned, honey badgers have something special in their bodies that helps them survive snake venom. Not full immunity, but enough to live through poison that would kill most animals their size. And then there are the bees. Honey badgers got their name because they love honey more than anything. But to get it, they have to raid beehives, and African bees are not nice about it. They attack in swarms, hundreds at once, and their stings can kill a human. But the honey badger doesn't care. It walks right into the hive, gets stung all over, digs through the wax, eats the honey and bee larvae, and walks away covered in angry bees. Its thick skin blocks most of the stings, and the few that get through, it just ignores them. Researchers have seen honey badgers raid the same beehive again and again, sometimes several times in a single day. The bees can't stop them. Nothing can. But honey badgers aren't just about defense. They're serious hunters, too. They go after animals much bigger than themselves, like spring hares that weigh nearly 10 pounds, porcupines, which you already know about, and even young antelopes. And apart from snakes, they've also been seen taking down other predators like black-footed cats, bat-eared foxes, and striped polecats. Honey badgers don't just survive in their environment, they dominate it. And here's the crazy part. Honey badgers don't just fight wild animals. They go after farm animals too. Goats, sheep, chickens. They'll attack them all. Farmers in Africa and India call them pests because it's almost impossible to stop them. Fences don't work. They just dig under or climb over. Traps don't work. They're too smart. Poison sometimes works, but even that doesn't always do the job. Most animals panic when they get hurt, not the honey badger. When it's in pain, it just gets angrier. And that rage, that refusal to quit, is what makes it one of the toughest and most dangerous animals on Earth for its size. But the honey badger isn't just fearless, it's smart too. And that mix of brains and bravery, that's what makes it truly terrifying. For a long time, people thought honey badgers were just crazy brave, but not smart. They assumed the badger's fearlessness came from instinct, not thinking. But new research completely changed that idea. In 2015, scientists tested honey badgers along with lions, leopards, and tigers using puzzle boxes. Each box had food inside, but to get it out, the animal had to figure out how to open a latch. The results were shocking. The honey badgers solved the puzzle, and they did it faster than the big cats. When scientists made the puzzles harder, the badgers didn't give up. They learned new tricks, remembered what worked, and adapted every time. There was once a honey badger named Stoffel, who lived in a wildlife center in South Africa. Stoffel wasn't like other animals. He was obsessed with escaping. He figured out how to open gates all by himself. When the keepers locked them tighter, he started stacking rocks and using them like stairs to climb out. So they took the rocks away. Then Stoffel dragged logs over and tried again. When they took the logs, he found a rake someone left nearby and used that to climb the wall. When they finally removed everything, he still managed to open the gate by fiddling with the latch using his claws. His caretakers called him the Houdini of honey badgers. But Stoffel wasn't one of a kind. Other honey badgers have done the same thing, using tools, planning escapes, even working together when they need to. In the wild, honey badgers have been seen using sticks to dig for food, rolling logs to find insects, and sometimes teaming up to take down bigger animals. That's not just bravery, that's intelligence. And when you combine intelligence with fearlessness, you get an animal that doesn't just survive, it thrives in environments where it shouldn't. But here's something most people never think about. If honey badgers are so smart, why don't they just stay out of trouble? Why keep fighting lions, chasing snakes, and stealing from beehives? The answer is actually simple. Because it works. That attack first, never give up attitude is what's kept honey badgers alive for millions of years. It's not blind rage, it's smart aggression. They've learned that being fearless gives them the best chance to survive. Being brave is one thing, but being brave and smart, that's what makes the honey badger truly dangerous. But here's the part most people never talk about. Being fearless comes with a price. In the wild, honey badgers don't live very long. They usually make it to about 7 or 8 years old. That might sound fine, but it's actually short compared to other animals their size, like regular badgers or wolverines, which can live 10 to 15 years. So why the difference? Because the honey badger's life is brutal. It's always fighting, always pushing limits. They're constantly getting hurt. Porcupine quills stuck in their face, snake bites, bee stings, claw marks from lions, even broken bones from falls. Most animals stay alive by being careful. The honey badger doesn't do careful, and even though its body can take a lot of punishment, it's not unbreakable. Wounds get infected, venom builds up, the damage adds up over time. There's a documented case of a honey badger that was bitten by a puff adder. It survived the venom, but the bite became infected. The infection spread. The honey badger died weeks later, not from the venom, but from the wounds. And that's the tragedy. The honey badger's fearlessness is both its greatest strength and its weakness. In nature, fear is a survival mechanism. It tells you when to retreat, when to conserve energy, when to avoid a fight you can't win. But the honey badger doesn't have that. It fights until it can't anymore, and sometimes that could result to their death. We humans love to talk about being fearless. We call it bravery, courage, or strength. But in the wild, being fearless isn't always something to admire. Sometimes it's just tiring. Sometimes it's dangerous. The honey badger doesn't care about any of that. It never has. And maybe that's what makes it special. Maybe being fearless isn't really about winning. Maybe it's about never giving up. Even when the fight seems impossible, even when your body is tired and broken, even when walking away would be easier, the honey badger doesn't walk away. It never will. And maybe that's why it's the most fearless animal in the world. If you made it this far, you're probably the kind of person who respects things that refuse to quit. That means you understand what real strength looks like. If you want more videos like this, stories about the most extreme creatures on Earth, hit subscribe. And don't forget to drop a comment and share. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.